Alright, so here we go. Welcome to the final official round of this first season of this Reddit League Challenge that we are in the Xbox Division 4. Coming into this race, we are sitting in 11th in the championship at the moment. We are 2 points up on a race 4, so he's going to be our main competition. But we are 15 points behind Voki for P10 in the championship, who is not going to be here at this race. So basically, if we can get ourselves onto the podium, we can snag the 10th championship. But headed out still, opportunities for wet races abound. I've a lot of practice in wet conditions, so I'm still kind of crossing my fingers for a dry session here. But it's about to get underway. We'll head out to qualifying. We'll be able to check the loaded and see what kind of conditions we're going to be spending today in on this last race of the season. We will have a kind of all-star event, I believe, coming up next week as a kind of thing. All right, let's see. Cloudy qualifying. Yes, dry race. All right, I'm happy. I'm sure some of the guys in the chat are not, because they were looking for wet races, and we've really only got a wet race in Canada and a wet qualifying last week in USA. So let's get out there. First thing, just take some of this fuel out. Short lap around here, you know, just over a minute.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Just over a minute around the track, so you can run, even taking all of the fuel out, a 5-kilo load is going to still get you about 3 laps around. So let's get out, lap in. Pretty much going to be a one-stopper around here. Nothing too crazy around this track. We should be able to, the recommended tire strategy is a soft onto a hard one stop, but like we did in USA, we should be able to stretch those medium tires a fair bit. We can be a little bit gentler. Start with a fairly light fuel load again. That's kind of been my strategy, is light fuel loads, save some tires. And you know, you can pretty much save all the way through. So we're driving here. You can pretty much keep the car on the lean fuel mixture. All right, looks like we got a bit of a queue backing up here. And get a little bit of space. Let's get out for our first flying lap. The Senna S's turns 1, 2, and 3, pretty tough to get the line right. You're braking downhill and having to shift, carry these S's through, a little wide through part 2, but then you're flat through turn 3, and you're shooting down the DRS wide open. You're gonna find the split about the 75-meter mark. Get on full aggressive, up about the forward speed as much as you can. Try and avoid lockups as much as you can. The back end actually kind of drifted and rotated the car for me there. On camber turn there. Last couple of corners. Didn't quite nail that. A little wide on the exit there. That's got a couple of tenths. Probably going to be in the high 109s for this lap here. Not my best lap, but definitely just kind of for it. The 109, 7. So not terrible. We're going to turn things down, try and conserve the tires on the way in.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Yeah. As I was saying, very tough to find a place in Sector 2 to, let another car by. It's very narrow through there, and as a result, not a lot of overtaking. You are going to get a little bit overtaking out of that last right-hand hairpin at the top of the little hill there. You is to kind of swing wide and dive in, so you can end up kind of leaving the door open for people if you're not careful while you're in a battle. But we'll pop in, we'll grab another set of tires, and we'll have another go in just a second here. I feel all right about my race pace around here. Qualifying, I'll probably be able to go on the soft tires into the 9.3s, 9.2s if I put together a pretty good lap. But some of these other guys are running in the high to mid 8s. So definitely quicker in quality pace than I am. Let's see, I'm down to P6 at the moment. Yeah, 9.2. So right now, probably
Our best lap so far is
best I could do.
9.7.
Probably the best I could do would be to get down to about P5 at the moment. Should be able to beat Racer's time. But let's see. Do I want to save a set of softs? I think I do. I think I want to save a set of softs in case I start outside the top 10. And that way I'll have a fresh set of softs I can go medium on the soft.
7th in the speed trap, 207.9 miles per hour.
But, let's go ahead and get out for another flyer here.
Engine fired, we're set.
Car feels all right. Probably, talking cost me a tenth or two, I would say. It wasn't my best lap, cleanly, but to kind of talk through how we drive the circuits is definitely info I like to give out. We're actually going to turn the engine up on our out lap because we had so much extra fuel over the course of that flying lap. So I want to try and burn a little bit more of that weight off. Lighten the car a bit. But in the race, basically, once we're coming up this little hill here, right as we get about the 100-meter board, you'll see me flicking my fuel mix down to lean, or if I'm needing to save electrical, you'll see me flick that down to none. And you can pretty much carry this whole middle sector on either low fuel or none ERS without really losing hardly any lap time, because it's so much on partial throttle. And it's so much turns, it's really not going to hurt you any. Yeah, that's a great exit. Let's see if we can carry a little better speed through the lap, a better qualifying run. See if we can improve while still on the mediums. Well, that's going to invalidate. Okay. Well, that's a problem.
We have 2 laps.
So let's turn the engine back down. I'm curious. So 9 minutes. Would we have the fuel load to go for another lap? Doesn't look like it. Well, that's why we put banker laps in. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to run in a high fuel mix for another lap. Yeah, 1.4. Yeah, let's go ahead and just dive back into the pit lane here. Practice our pit entry. Right about that yellow bollard there. I can go a little bit later, but I'm also running in really low pace mode, so. Now we're just gonna wait a couple of minutes here, chill out, drink some water, because we're gonna slap on a set of softs, and once we get to about the 3-minute mark, we'll go out in that final phase of qualifying where the track is really evolving nicely and see if we can't put in a better lap than this 9.7, because that's certainly going to move us down the field a bit. Okay, just put these on now so I don't forget about it. Make sure it's all turned down. Yeah, setup is exactly as I desire it. Kind of run through it since we're waiting. Aerodynamics are running a little bit lower downforce setup, just because of the long front straight there. A lot of time to be gained and lost.
208.0 miles per hour.
It's like NGP Racer is in, so he'll be able to be a part of the race. Oh, he's left. But yeah, 4.5 wing aero, so 2 clicks down on the front, 1 click down on the rear. A little bit more understeery, just because these high-speed corners, you really want to keep the rear end planted. Turn 11, that downhill flat-out left-hander before the last braking zone of the lap. And then also getting on the power through turn 3 of the Senna S there. Transmission, we're going to run a little bit more open of a throttle locking. We're going to move it down to about 55 or 50 in the race to try and preserve the tires. But in qualifying, we want those tires to hook up a little bit more. The off-throttle adjustment is up a little bit from what I usually have it fairly open, just because having it up a little bit more helped cure some of the mid-corner understeer. By having those 2 rear tires kind of locking together, it creates a teeny bit of a slide in the rear. So I was having a serious understeer problems mid-corners, so raising that off-throttle differential locking helped out with that. Suspension geometry, pretty much what you see all over 2019. A little bit extra camber, a little bit less toe to help the car lean in some of the high-speed corners with the camber, but taking some of that toe out helps with that big straight line speed. Suspension-wise, running a fairly soft setup, trying to cure, as you can see in the anti-roll bars, trying to cure that understeer. 7 on the front roll bar really helps get the nose in. And 5 on the rear really helps the car kind of sit down on corner exit, helps create a little bit of understeer on corner exit, actually. So as the power's getting down, it doesn't necessarily want to step out so aggressively on us. And we've stiffened up the rear suspension just a teeny bit. It's kind of what I settled on. I probably could have gone a little softer on the rear suspension, but
We're 8th in the speed
decided
trap,
not to.
208.0 miles per hour.
Jeff, I'm trying to talk. Stop talking over me. Brake pressure is the 83 is what I'm used to. That's kind of almost at this stage kind of personal preference in 2019. It kind of helps me control the lockups. Brake bias is going to be 56 for most of the race, and then once the tires start to wear out, we're going to slide it to 58. Mostly because of 2 reasons. Braking downhill for turns 1, 2, 3 for that section. Putting the weight too far forward really locks up the front. Oh my god, Jeff! You're killing me, bro.
Bear in mind the car's capability changes based on track conditions, so your reference points may not always be in the same place.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, but so that helps out keeping the fronts from locking as the weight is kind of pitched forward already. We're going to kind of lean on the rears a little bit more. And also in Sector 2, there's so many of those low-speed kind of hairpins that you're leaning into. Not really full-on braking, so it kind of helps keep the front tires from locking there as well and helps preserve them over the race distance. And then tire pressures kept them middle of the road on the fronts. I was running a little bit higher tire pressure on the front for straight line speed in tests, but I was having a lot of trouble with front right overheating. So I dropped that pressure back down to the middle, and that seems to have cured it. And a little bit softer on the rear tire pressures just to help that grip out of those low speed corners. The click down that we're at doesn't really cost us too much in straight line speed. That's how the car is set up. We should be getting close to our final run here. Let's see, timings. Okay, so looks like we've dropped down to P10 at the moment. So let's see if we can't get a 109.5 in. If we can get 109.5, I'll be pretty happy. But yeah, a lot of these guys going, man, 8.6, 8.7, 8.9. 8.9's the best I did in time trial. I never got any better than that. So, well, let's make sure we got the right tires fitted. Fresh set of softs. And let's get out on track. Try and find ourselves some clear air to drive in. All right. Slow it up on the exit here. Take it easy on the outlap. I think that's somebody on a fast lap behind us. Just make sure not to hold anybody up here. Holds the outside. Let them get a little bit of clear air in front of us. And we'll pin it and see what we can do here. P11 now. We dropped another slot. Tiny bit better there. Back end tried to get away from me there. Okay, should be able to pick up a couple attempts here. Let's try and shorten the line. Hug the left side. Okay, we're down in the 9.5s. Gonna go wide. Just inside the top 10 at the moment. Alright, where are we at? P9 still. See if anybody's going to improve on their final run. Ooh, 8.3. That is quite quick there. Off the inside of the track there. It's a traditional spot to lose it. You just get a little too happy on the throttle out of that final corner. Alright, hop in. Come on, let me open up Discord again. See if there's any news. We've had some connection issues in some of the practice races, so we're keeping an eye on Discord to make sure nobody gets dropped. Looks like Marco is probably gonna say he's gonna put it on pole. Put it on pole. Talking about pit lane. That was quick. That was quick. We're 1.2. I probably could have gone a little better. I think I lost about 2/10 through turn 4. I just wasn't particularly clean out of that corner. But Racer 04 is who we are, well, racing today, I guess. Just on the border of tire choice. So unfortunately, we are going to be on the softs, but that's all right. We're gentle enough with them, I think, that we aren't going to lose too much time. Just need to make sure to dial that fuel load back and just kind of push that pit strategy as far out as we can. Soft on a medium, kind of go with the tire preservation strategy like we did last week in USA, which would have worked had we not had that wing issue, and we still did all right.
Lots of cars on the grid today. Make sure you steer clear of any incidents going into turn 1.
So we can fuel to about, we'll fuel 49 kilos. Select that strategy, make sure it's all good. Stint 2 is going to be on the mediums. We're going to push you to about 16 should be fine. And then just push this out, and then Jeff will inevitably tell us what to do. Let's get on the grid, get on the formation lap, get the car up to temperature, everything heated up nicely. So we got Golly near us, Racer 04 just ahead, 2 slots up there.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on a full start. We don't want to bog down.
My temperature. Rears are all up to temp. Just need to get the fronts up. Not a lot of a lap to get the car up to temperature here. So have to work this front wheels pretty hard. Come on. Alright, front right is good. Front left should be good. Make sure the brakes are good to go.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
A tricky braking zone for turn 1 here at the start. So we're going to just be very careful. I don't care if I lose positions off the start. My race pace should do well enough to keep me in the mix. If I lose a position or 2 off the line, that's fine. I will accept. All right. Real tough. Surface of that front left is getting a little cold. Definitely hard to, so many left turns. It's easy to get temperature into the right side, very hard to get temperature into the left side of the car here. Alright, no mistakes.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with
Alright, here we go.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race.
It's not a passing opportunity, don't do it. He certainly took some front wing damage from that. There's no way he didn't. Very tiptoey start. We'll find some clean air to drive in. Okay, man right behind us. Alright, let's see if we can't slipstream our way past Nick here.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Sweet, I think we got the DRS off of him as well. Okay, now we got to close up to the next cars. Onslaught and Racer
The team
04
wanted
in
to shift
front.
up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
Oh, somebody took out the brake marker. Back end got away from me there. Let's use a little bit of overtake just to get us back on the pace. The DRS is available, so we'll go ahead and use that. It's like Onslaught tangled a bit. Should be able to chase him down now. Realistically, for today's race, my competition is 2 cars in front of me. I don't need to push hard. I've got the entire race to close up on him and try and make a move. A little too far back of Onslaught there. Okay, need to save some electrical. So we're going to save electrical this time through the ERS down to 0. Golly's really struggling on his tires, it looks like. He's been slipping and sliding all over the place. not a great exit. It's not going to allow us to overtake, I don't think. Onslaught's also going to have DRS help. Yep, alright, we're going to turn back down. Bit of a lock there. Car's sliding big time through the corners there. Alright, need a little bit more race pace here. Need to find a little bit more. We need to get down into like the mid 12s. Right now running high 12s, low 13s isn't gonna cut it. Oh, that is not good for that front tire. That was a big front right lockup. And then, guess what? We get to put a bunch of it more temperature into the tire. Racer's getting away. I need to clear this pack. As long as he's got that DRS, I'm kind of stuck. Not many other overtaking opportunities around the track. Alright, this might be the chance. Just gotta make it stick. He's going defensive, he's going to the inside.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
Cover him on the apex. The power down. Move the inside, cover the overtaking line. Okay, he's not going to get there. Ooh, back end really wide. Just barely touched the grass a little bit. And that got the back end all out of shape there. Okay.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Okay. Time to slide that brake bias a little bit forward. I'm gonna have to use a lot of electrical here. We don't have DRS. I think Onslaught's gonna have DRS on us. We're gonna cover the inside, make him go a long way. Okay, changing to a one stop. Okay. Settle in. Clean up some of these lines. Definitely lost some ground in our battle. We should be able to get well clear of Onslaught now,
is a
though.
second a lap faster than you.
Soften that rear differential, try and preserve the rear tires a little bit more since we're extending. How's it looking? Good. About 3/10 down on it. Next time by, we're definitely going to need to preserve some of the battery pretty empty.
Low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel.
Okay, looks like he was a little wide behind me out of that final corner. Let's see what the gap is when we cross the line here. Two and a half, okay. Boom Tech on the fastest lap of the race. Once you're done, check behind, see where he's at. Losing ground through the S's, through the center S. Down to 2.7 now. Alright, let's get some electrical charged back up here. Be really careful exiting this corner here. The back end wants to just step out on you. One thing I've noticed in the F1 games is on camber corners, they want to kill you if you get on the power too soon. Like if you try and ride with the banking and you get on the throttle too soon, the back end just wants to become the front end. Alright, I need to do some serious fuel save here. I'm definitely over target at the moment.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Our gap to the car in front is 2.4 seconds.
Front end not wanting to turn in as much now. It's being a little bit more wily. I mean, that's just down to losing the tire grip. Well, our first track limits warning, okay. I just need to remind myself every time I come into that last left-hander, braking board is missing. That has been like the thorn in my side for most of this entire season, is missing a braking point because of a missing braking board. So okay, we're gonna save a little bit of fuel there. 1.8. Closing up on Golly there.
The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
One six. Okay. We're only about a third of the way into this race here. Only a third of the way in. .52 up. Dang, Boomtech's rocking. Oh, he pitted already. He's doing a 2-stop.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.3 seconds.
Alright, Boomtech should have a pretty easy run past me here. Just stay racing line.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Take advantage of this DRS he's going to give us.
We're very low on fuel. Tried to shift up through the gears earlier. It may help save on fuel.
Okay, over downshifted there. That's going to cost me a couple of tenths. Okay, so Marco is not my race. He already had a pit stop in hand of me. So what I want to do, I just want to real wild there. I was going to say I wanted to stay within a second of him for DRS, but I think that little adventure cost me. Yeah, 1.2. Hovey's 1.1. He'll probably be within a second. Okay, we've saved fuel well. We're down to 0.65 under target.
We're going to box this lap. Push hard on the in-lap. Gap to car in front is 1.9 seconds. In this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Okay, first phase complete.
Exit now.
See where we come out in relation to Racer. He's just going by. He's on the hards to the end.
That was was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Ooh, that was lucky.
You might want to consider switching to a lower fuel mix. You may not finish on the current set.
Hello, cold tires. How are you today? I need to catch Racer. I need to catch him.
Okay, the gap behind is 3.6 seconds.
Yeah, but what about the gap ahead, Jeff? I want to know the gap ahead. 2.4. Okay. Just drive these tires sensibly.
The team want you to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
Jeff, I need you to stop complaining about fuel consumption. I got it.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.9 seconds.
Alright,
They're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:12.8. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
okay, 3-second penalty. We have 2 warnings, so we need to stay clean the rest of the way. As I nearly cut that corner. Definitely much quicker than him. Okay.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Come on, man. Alright, this is exactly where I want to be. Ahead of Racer. I'm closing on Golly. A little more fuel save needed still.
1.5 seconds.
Going side by side. Golly came off worse. That fight should gain us a couple of tenths at least. Ooh, spooky. Back end got a little away there. You crest that little hill and you carry too much speed. Bad things can happen. Still 3 seconds in hand of Bracer. The late stages, he'll probably start to come back at us a little bit because he's going to have a slight tire advantage on us.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Closing up though now. We got 12 laps left to go. Save some electrical. If we have a good run through the middle sector here, we might be in DRS range come the main straight. Still 1.1. It's a good chunk of energy saved though. I think he's deploying on this straight though to try and open up a bit of a gap. Other tires, 15%. Yeah, it's about time to slide this bad boy to 58. Should help me bite into the corners and braking zones a little bit more. Next time down the straight, we'll get a report. We'll see if he's got any penalties.
They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 12.6. You're gaining by...
Okay, no penalties. So 3.3 to Racer behind, so realistically he's about at least 6 seconds back if he hasn't picked up any more penalties. Ten laps to go. Still have a fair margin of fuel to save.
Fuel is at target -1. Let's turn the engine down, please.
Not a good exit there. If I had gotten a good exit there, I would have been in DRS range easily. Would have had a good opportunity to attack. But with 10 laps left to go, we definitely need to keep saving. And boy, is it getting hot in here. Warm day here in LA, 95 degrees at the start of the race. And I have to turn the AC off because it's super loud during the race and I don't want it on my recordings. So, you know, I'm just simulating cockpit conditions where it's freaking hot and I'm sweating bullets. I made the wise decision midway through the season to start wearing a glove of some kind. They're essentially just some Nike batting gloves, but they do the job quite well. Alright, let's see. Let's save.
Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment.
Not going to be able to attack in here. But great fuel save opportunity. Tremendous. Alright, let's get some energy harvesting. We're going to have to blend out a little bit. It's a little wide on entry. We're going to be too far back again. Yep. Little cheeky there, little cheeky. Big dirty air. Oh, a little deep, my bad. Take that position back. attacking
5 laps
point.
of fuel remaining. The gap behind us is 2.3 seconds.
I'm going to be a little too far back this time. Alright, we're going for it this time. I'm just gonna use everything we've got. And it's not gonna be enough, okay.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
Come on, save some battery. He's just using everything to keep me behind. Oop. My bad.
Green flag.
I'm so sorry, Golly. I'm gonna have to message you after this one. It was not intentional at all. I'm so upset about that.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. The car behind's catching you at a rate of about 2 seconds a lap.
Man, this sucks. I feel really bad about that. I feel really bad.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon. Less than a second separate you. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 19 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:12.6. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
couple more laps to go.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race.
Yeah, should be able to beat him to the line. No drag race. Alright, let me grab my phone here. I need to message him. And K3M, it looks like, on the podium there. See what the final results were. KMP 6 nearly caught up Boomtech there, but came in front of Racer and Habs fan Nick, but Racer is really who we are racing. That's gonna help us out there, but I feel gutted. I feel gutted for what I did. I mean, he just checked up a little too much in the corner. I had nowhere to go on the transition. But final results, Marco Denelson picking up his third win of the season from pole. MJ Povey and K3M on the podium. Boomtech coming P5. Racer 04, my main rival there, came P8. Gollymooms really should have been P7. I feel pretty awful about that. Feel really bad about that. But that is the end of our season there, so that should put us P11 comfortably in the championship, just behind Voki. Habs fan Nick is going to finish ahead of us as well. But we should have something coming next week, I hope. Should be doing kind of like an all-star event for everybody who made a podium. I think we're going to be doing a night race. We still have to decide the track. But then we're also going to be driving, I believe we've decided on our own multiplayer liveries, so we'll have our own little taste of it, and we'll have a lap shootout to get in there as well. For those who didn't make the podium. But it should be fun, a little bit of lightheartedness to finish the season. About a month to go. At the end of August, we should be starting to see Season 2, hopefully going into 2020. But I will catch you guys next time. I'll have the career mode still coming out pretty regularly now that I can get into 2020 more aggressively. But I'll see y'all later. Peace.